My friends, I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. My name is Luke. Thanks for watching. What I have here is a first look of the Decathlon QuickHiker 2. It is also known as the Fresh and Black tent. I will come back to that aspect in just a moment. But as you can see here, the form factor isn't bad for a two-person tent. It's what you would expect. But the weight of this tent is not. This comes in at over 7 pounds. This is 7 pounds, 7 ounces. That's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy for a quick hiker, you know what I mean? When I was going over the information for this tent when deciding to get it in to review, I must have overlooked that aspect. For some reason, I was thinking that the weight of this was 4 or 5 pounds, which is what you would expect. But for 7 pounds, that's a little bit shocking. Getting that out of the way, let's go ahead, set this tent up real quick and take a look at it. And I will go over my thoughts and feelings of this tent before I begin testing it out. First off, pack size is 15.7 inches by 7.5 inches by 6.7 inches. The price, $150. The primary material for this tent is polyester, which is a 75 denier. You have aluminum poles, aluminum stakes. This tent features 2 doors, 2 vestibules. There are numerous vents, top and bottom, and there are 4 available guidelines to use, if you need them. As far as waterproofing goes, the hydrostatic head rating for the fly is 2,000 millimeters. The rating for the floor, the tent body floor, is 5,000. The company is very transparent with their testing when it comes to their tents, and they state that this tent can handle winds up to 45 miles per hour when properly pitched. I really do appreciate that Decathlon states this information for everyone to see. I will be putting these claims to the test with a test night episode. That is coming up into the future, so make sure to stay tuned to the channel, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and all that good stuff, and you will see that episode coming up very soon. It is a freestanding tent, which only requires stakes for the doors. You can set this tent up in 3 different ways. You have the complete setup, which you all see here. You could set this up with only the fly sheet using the pole, which means that you have no inner. Or you can set this up with just the body with no fly sheet. As you all saw with the setup process, this tent features a fly first design. That means that you can set this tent up in rain, in bad weather, and you don't have to worry about the inside getting wet. The tent inner is connected to the rain fly, and you put the poles through the sleeves, you can set it up, and everything stays dry. That is a nice feature. I like the versatility, I do, but we have to talk about the setup process. You all saw me setting this up very quickly, but this is not an easy process. This is a serious chore, and the simple fact is this. There are some people who simply will not be able to set this tent up. It will be too difficult. It took every bit of my strength to push the pole while pulling on the clip to get it seated. And in fact, I thought I was going to break one of those poles. That is completely unacceptable. For some reason, those pole seating clips, they're not adjustable. They're fixed in place. And I've never seen that before with a tent that features pole sleeves. That clip is always adjustable, so you can loosen it, put the pole in, and then tighten it. But you cannot do that. Because of that, you have to push the pole, you also have to bend it, and you have to pull that clip at the same time. It is extremely difficult. In fact, this is likely the most difficult tent that I've ever set up. I've set this up roughly 3 times now, and every single time has been just as difficult. It takes a long time to do it. It takes a lot of muscle. And again, some people will simply not be able to set this up. If bad weather is moving in, maybe there's a rainstorm, a thunderstorm coming, good luck. There's no guarantee that you're going to be able to set this up quickly. It could take you 10 minutes. It could take you 15 minutes. I've read some accounts of people never being able to set this tent up. It's simply too difficult. That is confusing to me because this tent has been out on the market for a long time. I believe at least 4 or 5 years, something like that. I could be off on that just a little, it doesn't matter. Even with the complaints, the company hasn't changed that is a little bit confusing. I will have a before you buy episode which goes over the entire setup process step by step so you all can see just how difficult it is. So if you're interested, make sure to check out that episode. It will be coming up after this one, so roughly next week, something like that. With the tent being set up, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features of this tent. The maximum height is 46.1 inches. It is 82.7 inches long and it has a width of 47.2. With the door, you have a storm flap that goes over the zipper. The door can be rolled back and tied off. Before we talk about problems, let me show you all why this is called the Fresh and Black tent. This is why it is called the Fresh and Black. Because when you're inside of this and it's all sealed up, it is almost completely dark. Now let's talk problems. That is the rain fly, the backside. You see those light spots right there? There's another one over here. There's another one right there. There's another one over here. Those are holes. Holes in the fly. And there's a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see at least 5 or 6 right off. That is very concerning. It really is. It is possible that the coating on this side of the material will block water from coming in. I don't know. You can see how I could put my finger over that hole and block the light. When it comes to features, you have a drying line up here. You have a mesh pocket behind it. You have another mesh pocket. You have a clip at the peak of the tent. You have a mesh pocket in the corner, another mesh pocket in the corner, and then you have this right here. You have access to a vent. You can open that vent, and you can pull this material back for additional airflow, or you can put it back into place. You have the bathtub floor. The seams are taped. You have a fair amount of mesh and a good amount of vestibule space on each side. As far as space goes inside of this tent, it's okay. It's not great for a 2-person tent. Height-wise, fantastic. Width-wise, it's going to be tight with 2 people in here and your gear and whatnot. This, in my opinion, really is more of a 1-person plus gear sort of tent, or 1-person gear, small dog. If the individuals are on the smaller side, you may be able to get it to work. But yes, this is more of a tall, narrow tent. A little bit small for 2 people. Taking a moment to talk about the fresh and black aspect to this tent. On the Decathlon website, it is not obviously clear what that means. You see it in the title, and you only see one mention of it, which I overlooked in the description box. The fresh and black meaning is that you wake up fresh. That's because you sleep so good inside of it because it's dark, right? You have the blackout material. I would recommend to Decathlon that they spend a little bit more time discussing the meaning of that. I mean, it's right in the title, but yet the information about it is hard to find on the website. So that needs just a little bit of work. It says fresh and black right here on this tab, but it's upside down. So when you look at it, you're reading it backwards and upside down. I don't know, very, very strange. Now everyone, let's talk about my thoughts and feelings about this product because it's an oddity, it really is. They call this the QuickHiker 2, but yet it's super heavy. I mean, this is heavier than what most people will carry. The biggest problem that I have so far, even without waterproof testing this yet, is the setup process. It is extremely difficult. There are many people who simply will not be able to set this up. And because of that, I mean, it's a deal breaker. It really is. While this is not a review by any means, I will have a very hard time recommending this product because of that fact. Then comes the weight. For car camping, it doesn't matter, but yeah, that setup process, that's crazy. A tent shouldn't require 2 people pushing on a pole and pulling on a clip to get it seated. That's just crazy. It really is. Now, I will get in touch with Decathlon and ask them about this aspect. I've read other reviews on their website where people had issues, where people could not get the tent together because of that. So I'm curious to find out what their thinking is, why they haven't made any sort of adjustments, because this has been out for numerous years. I don't see any issues when it comes to stitching, nothing like that. Everything looks really, really good. But there are the holes in the fly, which I'm worried about, so there's a potential problem there. My testing of this tent will begin immediately, and I'm interested to see just how well it performs. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel. I will have a Before You Buy episode, which goes over the setup process. I will do a test night episode so we can test it out for waterproofness, condensation, ventilation, and so on. And ultimately, my review will come out for this product. I would recommend for anyone watching this episode, do not go out and buy this product right now. I have concerns about waterproofness, quality control. The setup is awful. It really is. One of the worst setups ever. It should not be that difficult. That really is unacceptable. If I hear back from Decathlon, I will do a follow-up episode and share with you all that I've heard. But for now, that is it. That is the QuickHiker 2 from Decathlon, the fresh and black tent. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts. What do you all think about this tent? Does anyone have any hands-on experience with it? If so, please, please share your thoughts and your experiences. Did you have any issues with the poles? I have lots of experience with tents that have pole sleeves. None are this difficult. I mean, it's ridiculous. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button because it does help the channel. If you have any questions, make sure to email me. Everyone, take care, strength and honor. I will see you all around soon. Bye.
There's a wind and it's blowing. There's a current that's running deep. I can't see, but I know it. There's something's not